All right. What's that?
Great music, you know.
Which
That
one
was
is,
my favorite one.
Which one is
This
this
is View
now?
to a Kill, right?
You
Too?
killed
That's
Duran
exactly
Duran.
right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Duran Duran.
Last night they had Skyfall on. I've never seen it since it came out, last year or the year before. And I saw it for the first time, Skyfall. I guess it's to warm you up for, the opener Friday. So they hit just astronomical numbers, I'm sure, looking at how well they did in England, 80 million in less than a week. So.
Well, the movie opens Friday, but our contest is tomorrow.
That's right. So get your thinking cap on and your writing pen in your hand and get rolling.
Your alternate politically correct Bond scenario opening scene. All right. So
I like the cartel, right? The fracking worldwide fracking cartel that lowers the price of energy so everybody lives well. Well, we got to break that one up. Save our politicians.
All right. For what it's worth, final thing on the polls is Quinnipiac national poll. They also polled Hillary against the Republican field, and in essence against Trump, Rubio, and Jeb, I believe. She's basically in a statistical dead heat. Give one or the other being ahead, 3 or 4 points or so. But when it comes to Carson, she's 10 points behind.
Yeah. Again, when we talk about polls, now I'm going to say an idea that I think would actually resonate with everybody. I would like, now get ready for this, to show Hillary, when they do these polls, versus a dog. And I mean this, because I think you could read 4 or 5 politicians.
Collie or German Shepherd?
I believe there would be probably 10% of them would go like this, I'll take the dog. And I mean this.
Yeah, but how would you know they weren't be talking about Hillary?
Oh.
I didn't mean it, Bill.
Can you imagine? Hillary loses to a dog 45-38.
Oh, my word. All right, so anyway, we shall see if these polls are anywhere near correct when the actual primary season rolls around, which isn't that far away.
Chris, 4 of them are starting to gel at the top.
Well, I mean,
I don't know how is Jeb going to do anything?
Jeb's not going to do anything.
I know.
And the Rubio will be seen as the as the GOP's establishment savior. Cruz will be there because he's got a great, excellent ground game and fundraising game going on. He's getting money. He now has Carl Jackson alerted me yesterday. He now has surpassed Ben Carson in donations from people sending him money of $200 or less. More, in other words, now more people are sending him money in those increments than Ben Carson, who had been leading.
I just hope there's not much conflict between Cruz and Trump. That would be a nice package there,
so far, there hasn't been.
Right.
They've both been respecting each other very, very much. Cruz also is getting the big money. Now, just the other day, one of the biggest of the dogs, Paul Singer, a guy by the name of Paul Singer, committed to Rubio. He's a big hedge fund guy and one of the biggest contributors to the Republican Party in the country. So he is now committed to Rubio.
But you know what? He has a connection to Soros.
Does he really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? Yeah. So
when you hear hedge fund, you don't think these people know each other?
Yeah.
You don't think they converse? Yeah.
Well, that's how they make money with each other,
got it.
right?
That's exactly right.
Nice little club they got going on. Well, that's an interesting little piece of information. Peter Schweitzer. You remember Peter Schweitzer? He wrote the book about the Clinton Foundation and Hillary and all that stuff, and he kind of disappeared because for a little while there, the media liked hearing him, and then the more they found out about what he wrote, then they kind of didn't want to hear any more from him, right? Well, he's written another book. It's an e-book. It's a much shorter version of the one he wrote about the Clinton Foundation, but he wrote it about George W. And Carl just said that Carson had surpassed Cruz in October, and now Cruz is overtaking Carson, and that's in the small money donors. Thank you, Carl. Peter Schweitzer has written another e-book, and it's called Bush Bucks. And it's about how Jeb Bush made a lot of money after being the governor of Florida. And he said, and this isn't unusual, but, he did kind of document what happened. And basically, certain corporations
consultant for Wall Street.
Well, it kind of goes a little bit deeper than that. That certain corporations that actually did quite well in Florida while Jeb was governor here, because of policies, government policies, signed off on, if not instigated by Jeb himself, that those corporations have, let's just say, scratched his back after he became a regular citizen. All right, little nice, I don't know if you want to call it payback, but some might be inclined to call it that. You know, you do a favor for a guy while you're in government, and then when you get out, he pads your portfolio, so to speak.
But Chris, is that any different than the foundations for Hillary and Bill?
Well, I mean, you know, in a sense,
you're still grabbing money that I'm not sure you're entitled to. I think he's probably more entitled to that money than Bill and Hillary.
Well, I was going to say this is sort of, you know,
if he worked, if he didn't show up.
This was.
I mean, I think that's somewhat questionable. You're trying to tame him, and I'm not sure it deserves to be. I mean, you know.
But nonetheless,
just having a tough enough time, Chris.
It once again does go to show how people, when they get elected, somehow forget certain things that they promised to get elected for. You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
You know, they get elected, then they get up there, and then they get the lunch. They get the call. You know, have lunch with me today, from the old timer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's been in the business a long time, been in Washington or Tallahassee a long time. You get the call when you're the new guy, and they say, "Let's have lunch," and then they have lunch with you. So, what do you want to accomplish while you're up here? Is one of the first questions. Oh, I want to do this and this, and oh, it's wonderful. Oh, you do? Well, let me tell you the easiest way to go about that. And then they give you the rules of the game. And the rules of the game are, you play along, and we'll make you a success. If you don't play along, we'll make you a pariah. And that's the way the nature of the game is.
Well, you know, his net worth is supposedly around 18 to 22 million, somewhere in that area. Jeb,
yeah. And
that's pretty good.
Of course, yeah, he didn't have that when he went out of the governor's mansion up there. All right, you know,
yeah.
So anyway, Peter Schweizer's got a new one out called Bush Bucks, and I'm sure we'll be seeing more of him over the next few weeks in the media.
But was this book written though to taint Bush? Is that the object of it, or is it just to explain what goes on?
I think
I think it's a taint job.
Well, he did it to Hillary, so I figured he needed to even the field. So we'll see if he can come up with one on somebody else.
I'm surprised he survived Hillary. If he, you know.
Maybe this is part of the phone call he got.
I was going to say, don't go out late at night, Hillary.
No, you mean all right. So anyway, stick around. When we come back, we got a whole another hour of the show to go, and Steve Moore, the economist, is going to be joining us in the next hour of the show. We'll be talking to him about the budget, about the Fed, about what Donald Trump said about the Fed, and a bunch of other stuff. So